Oh, we have a bearish rumor about Tesla directly from a sales advisor from Tesla. A Tesla sales advisor told that she heard a rumor that the Model 3 Highland will only arrive in September 2024 in the US. Guess we don't have to wait too long to find out, says James. The Fremont will be shutting down for upgrades in January, which is what I hope happens. Yeah, I don't think it will be dragged to September 2024. If this actually does happen, I will be pretty disappointed. Tesla has the best talent and Tesla has the best team, but if this really does happen, this is a somewhat significant screw up, which I don't think is gonna happen. I expect, just like James does, that in January or maybe February, we will see some production maybe slow down or shut down, which will result in the Model 3 lines being upgraded, and then we should start seeing refresh Model 3s coming out of Fremont. James also says, we did an FSD test drive and it did not perform well. I am very confident in my FSD bearishness. Unfortunately, maybe V12 will change it, but in my opinion, the burden of proof is on Tesla. Yeah, over here in Canada, unless I'm driving through an area that I know fairly well, generally I will not be using FSD and expecting it to do very well. But if I know the road well and I use FSD there before, then I know exactly where I need to expect some sort of an issue, and then it doesn't bother me. OpenAI is in talks to raise new funding at a valuation of $100 billion. I have a question. If you have a nonprofit, but you can sell it for a lot of money, is it a nonprofit? Or if we don't let athletes bet on games they have the ability to influence, why do we allow Congress to invest in companies they regulate? For example, a major politician in the US, Nancy Pelosi, and her husband have purchased up to $5 million of NVIDIA call options. Seems widely inappropriate to me. This is some stunning news. GM has basically stopped selling this Blazer EV due to software-related issues, and customers who own a Blazer EV will be required to go to a dealership to update that software. The issue is not safety related, and there's nothing that needs to be worked on physically except for, plugging in your computer into the car and then doing the software updates. So I guess you still need to do something physically. And here is why GM allows this stupidity to continue and happen. In many states in the US, only dealerships can provide maintenance and repairs, but not the manufacturer. This creates a problem with over-the-air software updates for manufacturers with a dealership network like GM and Ford, because the dealerships want to get paid either way. This does sound a lot like Kodak. Well, it's making money and we can make money from this, and surely no one will innovate and beat us later. A company like Tesla will never be able to successfully sell a lot of vehicles and just send software updates via over the air and just have the cars update while the customer owner of the vehicle does nothing. But some people just never learn their lessons. Even when they see it happening in front of their eyes, they refuse to change. And I have actually adopted this to my life's philosophy as well. If I look back at the last few years and I cannot think of anything that was really silly for me to do, then it means I'm not making progress. There's always room for improvement. So one of my goals is a few years from now to look back to today and tell myself, that was silly, that was silly, that was silly. Because if it doesn't happen, it means I'm not improving anymore. And to me personally, one of the most painful moments I experience is when I learn something new and I realize, I could have started doing this like 5 years ago. I wasted so much time. I have some regrets in my life, but I do regret the things that I haven't done more or haven't done sooner than the things that I have done and ended up regretting. But I think you can take it way too far. For example, this truck engine maker, Cummins, will pay a record $1.6 billion in penalties for installing emissions defeat devices on 630,000 Ram pickup truck engines, the largest ever penalty for a Clean Air Act violation, the Justice Department said on Friday. So yeah, I think you can have cases where if you do something, you will regret that thing more than not doing it. Oh, but if we don't do it, we will lose so much money on profits. Well, now you're gonna pay $1.6 billion in penalties. And your reputation is severely damaged.
This is the sound of a city that's gone mostly electric. Really, the only thing you hear anymore is people honking their horns. And everybody with a scooter rides on the street with the pedestrians.
Perhaps the craziest thing about this is that the loudest noise I heard when I was watching that video was someone braking. This was in Shenzhen, China, by the way, and I cannot wait for our cities here in North America to also go all electric. Giga Texas is being expanded further, and I think it is expected that it will be completed by the end of Q1. Always happy to see some progress here.